Hello and welcome everyone. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about the configuration of router on a stick. So let's get started. So far, I will do one thing. I'll take a switch here and connect with the PCs. So I'll take, let's say, two PCs and two more PCs here. And as we know, we need the routers to perform the inter-VLAN routing. So I will take one router right away, and I will do the connections between these routers and the PCs as well. So I'm going to configure this, connect this, done. And after that, I will connect from here to here, here to here. Like this, the connections, I will do it. And it is done. So just to be more clear on the interfaces in port, I'll do like this because interfaces should be clear. Fine. Say this, done. This is 4 and 5. This is, I think, 2 and 3. Interfaces 2 and 3. Fine. Yes, 2 and 3. So let's do one more thing. So far, I will go ahead and configure the VLANs in this. So for example, I will go ahead and keep this in one VLAN, and I will keep this in one VLANs. So this is, let's say, my VLAN 10, and this is, let's say, VLAN 20. Okay, and the IP addresses in each VLANs I will keep respective as I did 192.168.1.0/24. This is the range that I am going to take and configure it for this, and here I will configure the range of the same as this 192.168.2.0/24 is the range here. Okay, so this is something I will be doing it. I'll do one thing, configure the PC's IP addresses right away, where 192.168.1.1 done. And finally I will configure this PC as well, 1.2 done. Then configure PC2 192.168.2.1, and here 192.168.2.2 done. After this I will configure the switch now. Okay, so far I will go to the switch CLI and have the communications configuration now. So it's very simple. What exactly you need to do here? Say this, enable, and then you need to go ahead and configure the VLANs and assign the ports here. So first of all, I need to create the VLAN, and VLAN is 10. Okay, exit. One more VLAN is 20. Exit. Done. I have created VLAN 10 and I have created the VLAN 20 as well. Now I need to assign the ports here. So port number 2 and port number 3 belongs to VLAN 10, 4 and 5 belongs to VLAN 20. So interface range FH0 by 2 to 3. I will take this range command and say switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10, exit. Done. After this, one more range command, switch port mode access for port number 4 and port number 5. So switch port mode access and switch port access VLAN 20. That's it. So this is what you need to configure. So we have created the VLANs, and then we have simply gone ahead and assigned the ports onto the respective of VLANs. Okay, now last thing which you need to perform in this switch is you need to configure the trunk on this particular link which is connected to router. So you can see that here, port number 1, interface FH0 by 1, switch port mode, and then you need to configure as trunk, and switch port trunk allowed VLAN all. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN all. This command you will have to hit. That's it. That's it. This is what you need to configure in the switch. So what we have done initially, we have created the VLANs, and then we have assigned the port numbers in VLAN 10 and then in VLAN 20 also, and finally we have configured the trunk port on this particular interface. That's it. Okay, so far I will do one thing just for your quick confirmation. If I take this particular PC and try to communicate with maybe any PCs in VLAN 20, say for example like 2. Let's say 2.2, see that your communications will be, of course it will be denied, no communication here, request timeout. Similarly, if I try to communicate from here, let's say PC2 to maybe PC1 itself, say this 1.2, actually see that here also the request timeout will be there, no communication, since both are into the different network and different VLANs as well. See that. So what to do now? Now you need to go ahead and perform the inter-VLAN routing configurations. So we'll go to this and configure the inter-VLAN routing. So I'm into the router now. So what to do? Say this. First of all, you need to say enable, and here you will say interface fast Ethernet 0x0 define no shutdown. This is very, very important. Physical port you need to give no shutdown. That's it. Exit. So interface fast Ethernet 0x0, and then I have given no shutdown. That's it. You no need to assign any kind of IP addresses on this physical interface, because the IP addresses we are going to assign onto the virtual interfaces itself. So make sure go to the interface fast Ethernet 0x0 define no shutdown. That's it. Move ahead. Interface FA 0x0 dot 1 sub interfaces. Interface FA 0x0 dot 1, correct? And after that you need to configure encapsulation dot 1 Q and VLAN number is 10. Encapsulation dot 1 Q and VLAN number. Done. And then you define IP address, which will be the default gateway for your PCs. That's it. Exit. So interface fast Ethernet 0x0 dot 1, then encapsulation, and finally the IP address. Done. Again, one more sub interface you need to create, and this will be again VLAN encapsulation dot 1 Q VLAN 20, and after that IP address of your network range. So 2.100 I am giving here. That's it. Exit. And finally you enable just IP routing, and this IP routing command is also by default enable in the router. So this is also not needed. If not enabled, then you can. So that's it. This is how you will do that. So what we have done, we have given no shutdown to this particular interface, and after that this is my physical interface, and then create sub interface, define encapsulation dot 1 Q and VLAN 10, and then IP address. Similarly another interface and another encapsulation and the IP address, and finally IP routing. That's it. After this, if you see here, show IP route, in this routing table you can see that 2.0 and 1.0 network has been successfully added, and they are connected with the sub interfaces itself. See this. Now if I want to test, I'll go to this and just do the same ping again. Definitely the ping will take place, but there is one more thing which we have left over. You know what? Default gateway for this PCs, that is very, very important to configure. If you remember, we have just configured the IP addresses. When it comes to default gateway, that's important. 192.168.1.100 that you need to define. Similarly here also you need to configure it. 192.168.100 you need to define. Go to this PCs and configure the same. See, 192.168.2.100, and here also 192.168.2.100. That's it. After this, if I go ahead and try to communicate from here to, let's say we are into this PC number 3, and I can communicate with PC0 or PC1. It's very much possible. You can try it. 1.1, see that the first packet will be, of course, it will be drop, and second packet onwards the communications will take place here. See that? Even if I try to communicate with another PC, your PC1, which is the IP address of 1.2, the communications will take place. See that? Yes, if I want, I can communicate from this particular PC0 to this PC2 and 3 as well. You can give a try for this as well. See, command prompt, and see that earlier it was request timeout. I just repeat the same command, and the communications is happening now. So that's it. This is how you can go ahead and configure the inter-VLAN routing into your router. Okay, and this method is router on stick. So thank you. See you in the next chapter.